Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make Maxwell from Scribblenauts. If you want to make him, here's what you're going to need. You'll need some sandstone block, you'll need black wool, dark green, dark grey wool, you'll also need some light grey, red, cyan, light blue, and finally some yellow wool. Once you have every single one of those colours right there, and once you've figured out where you want to make him, I'll be making him right here, you'll want to kick off your max with a row of 12 black wool in a row on the floor. That's 12, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 to give you the base of your max. Once you have your row of 12 black wool, you now want to come all the way over to the left hand side, and on top of this first block right here, you want to do a row of 6 coming directly up. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You now want to go to the right of this 6th block by 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now go down from this 9th block by 3. 1, 2, 3. Now to finish this section off, do 2 bottom right diagonals. So that's 1 and number 2 should, all being well, connect all the way back over to the right hand side of your row of 12 to give you this shape right here. Kind of looks like a really malformed boot. Once you have this is what you want to do next. So coming back to our row of 12, you want to take the 2 middle blocks of your row of 12 and add a single black wool on top of each of them, like this. You can count it out or you can just kind of eyeball it, you guys know which the 2 middle blocks are. Once you've raised up each one of the middle blocks by 1, you want to do this. So starting with the left hand block, from this block you want to do 2 up left diagonals, so that's 1 and 2. Then take this second up left diagonal and connect it not only to the left hand side of the black wool outline that you've been making, but also connect it to the top of the outline, like this. Once you've done that to the left block, you now want to take the right middle block here, and you want to first of all connect it to the top of the outline, but you also want to take the third block coming up from here, so 1, 2, 3, this third block right here, coming up from the bottom, take this third block and connect it to the right hand side of the outline. So you just want to have something which should look a little bit like this. You may not be able to identify it just yet, but those are Max's feet/legs. Once you've taken care of that, this is what you want to do now. So come up to the upper left hand corner of the little section that you've just made, and starting from this left hand corner block, place a single black wool coming up. Then go left of the black wool by 2. 1, 2. Then do an up left diagonal. Go up on top of that diagonal by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then go right of the 4th block by 3. 1, 2, 3. Then do a bottom right diagonal, followed by a bottom left diagonal, followed by a bottom right diagonal. Place a single block coming down from that bottom right diagonal to give you a shape which should look a little bit like this. Once you've formed this shape, you now want to come to this bottom right diagonal right here, the first one that we made, and from this bottom right diagonal, do an upright diagonal. Then go to the right of it by 1. Then go down by 1. Then do a bottom right diagonal. Connect this bottom right diagonal all the way back down to the outline, like so. You then want to take this block right here. I can't really give you guys a better description than this, but this block right here, the first block coming up from our row of 4, this one, go right of this block by 3. 1, 2, 3. And then do an upright diagonal, like so, to give you this sort of shape. Once you've done that, you now want to return all the way back up to here, where we first started coming down from, and going right of this block now, you want to go right of the block by... I'm sorry guys, but this requires a little bit of counting, give me a moment. You want to go right of this block by... You want to go right by 10, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You now want to go down from this 10th block by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then do a bottom left diagonal. Then go left by 3. 1, 2, 3. Then go up on top of this third block by 3. 1, 2, 3. Then go to the right of this third block, but also place 1 on top of this third block to give you in total a shape which should look exactly like this. That is the, well, the leg slash hand section slash pelvic section of Max. Once you've taken care of that, this is what you want to do now. So coming up to the upper left hand corner of what we've just made, this is his left hand or right hand depending how you look at it, coming up to this upper left hand corner, you want to do an up left diagonal from this block. Then place 1 on top of it. Then do an upright diagonal. And place 1 on top. Then do another upright diagonal. And place 1 on top. Then do 2 upright diagonals, so that's 1 and 2. Then do a bottom right diagonal from that second upright diagonal. Then go right of this bottom right diagonal by 10, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then do a bottom right diagonal and go down by 1. Then do another bottom right diagonal and go down by 1. Now do another bottom right diagonal and go down by 1. You want to be left with this sort of shape right here. Once you've formed this shape right here, we have a couple more lines to add in before we can move on to the head. However, it is very dark. I'll be back in a moment once that's taken care of. Alright guys, so continuing on, once you've formed this shape right here, you now want to do this. So come down to this little single block gap that we have in this long line here, and you want to fill this gap with a single dark green wool. And then on top of this dark green wool, you want to place black wool until you connect the dark green with the upper part of the outline, so with a long row of black wool, like this. Once you've placed that row of black, you want to come over to the right hand side-ish, and on top of this block, it shouldn't be too hard to find, it's in line with this row right here. On top of this block, you again want to do another row of black wool, just connecting both of the upper rows and the lower rows together. I really do apologise about that. Once you've done both of those 2 black rows, you can now continue on. We now get to make Max's head, which is kind of tricky again, kind of like his body. So come up to the upper left hand side of Max, where we have this single diagonal right here, and going up left diagonally from here, you want to do 6 up left diagonals from this single diagonal. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. On top of the 6th up left diagonal, you want to go up by 2. 1, 2. You then want to do 2 up right diagonals, so that's 1 and 2. You then want to do 2 bottom right diagonals, so that's 1 and 2. Go down from the second bottom right diagonal by 2. 1, 2. Then do a bottom left diagonal to connect everything back together. Once you've formed this shape right here, it kind of looks like a balloon attached to a string. Once you've formed this shape right here, you now want to come up to the top of the balloon shape where we have this single black wool, and on top of this black wool, you want to do a row of 5 coming up. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then go right of the 5th block by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now return back to this third block that you just placed right. I'm sorry guys, I'm stuttering all over the place, I don't know what's up with me. Then go down from this third block that we just placed going right, and go down by 2, so that's 1, 2. Then go left by 1, then do a bottom left diagonal to give you this sort of shape. Once you've done that, you then want to return back to this fourth block that we just went right with, and you want to do 3 upper right diagonals, so that's 1, 2, and 3. Go to the right of the third upright diagonal by 1. Then do a bottom right diagonal. Then go down by 1. Then do 2 bottom left diagonals, so that's 1 and 2. Once you've done the 2 bottom left diagonals, you want to return back to this block right here that we just went down from, and you want to go right of this block by 1. Then do 2 upper right diagonals, so that's 1 and 2. Go to the right of the second upright diagonal by 1. Then do a bottom right diagonal. Then go down by 1. Then do 3 bottom left diagonals, so that's 1, 2, and 3, to give you this sort of shape. Once you've formed that shape right there, you now want to return back up to this block that we just did bottom left diagonals from, and you want to go right of it by 2, so that's 1, 2. Then do a bottom right diagonal, and then go down by 1. Then go right by 2, so that's 1, 2. Then go down by 4, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now go left by 1, and then do 2 upper left diagonals, so that's 1 and 2. Go left of this second up left diagonal by 1, then go up by 1, then do an upright diagonal, which is pretty much just placing a block right here to form this sort of shape, like that. Once you've formed that shape right there, you now want to do this. You know what, it's probably actually easier if we do this from the other side. So once you've formed that shape, come down to the top of Max's torso, here, come to the right hand side where we have this block, and starting from this block, you want to do 4 upper right diagonals. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And on top of the 4th upright diagonal, you just want to go up from the diagonal until you reconnect all the way back to what we were just making. So you just want to have this sort of shape. It's kind of like a Q. Once you have your Q shape, you now want to do this just to finish off the outline. Actually, that's a lie, we also have the face to do. So, you want to find the third block coming up from this long line that we've just made. So this is the first, second, third. Go right of this third block by 1. Then do an upright diagonal. Then go up by 2. 1, 2. Then do an up left diagonal. You just want to have formed that shape right there. That is just Max's left, or depending upon how you're looking at it, right ear cup. Once you've made that, all we have to do now is his face. So come back up to the top of the torso again, right here. On top of this top row of the torso, place an entire row of red directly on top of it, like this. Once you've placed your long row of red, place a long row of black directly on top of it. Then, starting from the left-hand side of your long row of black, do 2 up left diagonals from this left block, so that's 1 and 2. Go up on top of this second up left diagonal by 6, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then do 2 up right diagonals, so that's 1 and 2. Go to the right of the second upright diagonal by 10, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then do 2 bottom right diagonals from this 10th block, so that's 1 and 2. Go down from this second bottom right diagonal by 6, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now connect everything back together with a single bottom left diagonal to give you something which should, in total, just to show you the entire head section, which should look exactly like that. That is exactly what you want for the head of your Max, and as a matter of fact, let me just show you how everything wants to piece together. This is what you want to have in total. The reason that I'm showing you this now is because it's going to get very dark very soon, and we're going to be colouring this in together. So this is what you want for the outline. I'll be back in a moment seamlessly once it's completely light again. Alright guys, so now we actually get to move on to the fun part where we get to colour Max in, and this is one of those rare tutorials where I'm going to be colouring along with you, so let's get cracking, shall we? So, starting from the bottom and working our way up seems logical to me. This is what you want to do. So, first of all, we just want to fill his feet completely in with light grey wool. That's all you have to do for the two little foot sections, like so. Moving up to the legs, so the legs, first of all you just want a single row of red and then stack a single row of sandstone directly on top of the red. The red are his socks and the sandstone, I imagine, his bare legs, which begs the question, this has been bugging me. So, Max is wearing shorts, but he's also wearing a long sleeve top and what is pretty much a balaclava, which would signal that he's cold, the long sleeve top and the balaclava. Why is he wearing shorts if he's cold? Explain that to me, guys. Once you've taken care of his feet and his legs, we now get to move up to the shorts and the hands. So, the hands are on the left and right hand sides of his shorts, and you just have to fill them in entirely with sandstone, and that is all you have to do. Very simple, as you can see. Just fill those two little sections in with sandstone. You then just want to fill this section all in between with dark green wool, and that is all you have to do. Very simple indeed, not much to this part whatsoever. So you just want to have, for the lower part of your Max, you want to have something which should look exactly like this. Very easy. Once you've taken care of that, we can now move up to the torso. So, for the sleeves of Max, you just want to fill them entirely in with cyan wool, which is exactly what I'm doing now. Just fill them entirely in with cyan, and you're good to go. So on the left and right hand side, just above the hands, would you believe, where his arms are, fill those in with cyan wool. Now for the shirt is ever so slightly trickier because it's got a very slight amount of detail to it, but it's not too hard to be honest with you. I'm just making the detail now and I'll just show you guys what it looks like, because the end result is really not too difficult whatsoever. It's basically a yellow plus shape with a little bit of cyan next to the top part of the plus and then black wool either side of the cyan. You guys will see. So that is what you want to do for Max's shirt. Very simple indeed. As I said, a slight bit of detail up at the top of the shirt, but nothing that should stagger you. You should find that very easy to quite simply copy off of me, and you won't have too much trouble. It doesn't require any explanation. So now moving up to Max's head. This is where the fun begins. Actually, it's not too hard to be honest with you. It's just the face. It's a little bit of positioning with the eyes and mouth. So starting off, we'll start off with the face since this is where the detail is really. So you want to come to the bottom row of the face where we have this long row of black, and starting from the bottom left hand corner of the face on top of this black wool here, you want to do a row of 4 sandstone going right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. On top of the 4th sandstone, place a single black wool, then do an up left diagonal from that black. Then return back to the first black wool that you placed and go to the right of it by 3. So that's 1, 2, 3. And just like that, you have formed Max's mouth. Once you've done that, all we have to do now are Max's eyes. So come up to the top of his face, and starting from the left hand side of this long black row that we have here, you want to, from this left hand block, go down from it by 3 with your sandstone. So that's 1, 2, 3. Then go right of this 3rd block with your black wool by 1. That is Max's left eye. You want to go ahead and do the exact same thing on the right hand side now. So coming over to the right hand side, this long row of black, from this right end block you want to go down by 3 with your sandstone, and then go left of the third block by 1 with your black to give you what is pretty much Max's entire face. They're all of his features. Once you've got the mouth and the eyes covered, all you have to do now is just fill in this entire section with your sandstone and you're good to go. That is all you have to do. And I may as well just do this. We're doing all of it. May as well. There's no reason that I should just cut this out other than time. Although I don't think this has been too lengthy, to be honest with you. Although it's kind of a smaller piece, I suppose it is a little bit more difficult than some others. You've got to backtrack a lot with your black wool and what have you, but there you go. That is Max's entire face. Very simple. Now, the only little bit of detail left are in his ear cuffs. So coming over to the left hand side here where we have this balloon shape as I pointed out earlier, all you have to do here, it's pretty much just light grey, except there is a single dark grey wool in the center of your light grey. So you just want to, for the left ear cuff, you just want to have this. Very simple indeed, doesn't require any explanation. And over on the right hand side here where we just have these 3 blocks free, you just want to fill those in with light grey, and that is all you need. And once you have filled in those 2 little ear cuffs, you just want to fill everywhere else around the head in with red wool, which is exactly what I'm going to go ahead and do right now. It shouldn't take too long, hopefully, although it is a pretty weird shape. I've just realised how weird Maxwell's head is. It's really disturbing me. Really got a chicken head. Again, I think this is a balaclava or some sort of hat. I'm not exactly sure. I hope it's a hat, otherwise he's just got extremely strange hair. May not even be hair. Is it hair? It looks like a balaclava. There's no way it can be hair because it goes all the way around his face, look. I don't know what that is. It's like a giant... It's like he's wearing a glove on his head. A glove with 3 finger holes. Anyway, this is what you want for the entirety of your Maxwell. That is all you need. Very simple. I've made it along with you. There's very few amounts of detail. I probably could have just cut away and shown you this end result right here, but I was feeling, I don't know what I was feeling, but I wanted to make it along with you. So this is hopefully what you guys are looking at on your screens. Hopefully you managed to follow this tutorial easy enough. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.